everybody. Welcome back to Sunday Afternoon Smokes, your casual conversation podcast from the upstate of South Carolina. My name is Chris. I'm your host. I'm also the owner and operator of the Cigar Box, a mobile cigar bar that serves the upstate and beyond. If you've been listening and enjoy these conversations, the best way you can support the show is just to give it a follow. I would appreciate it. Today I have the opportunity to sit down with a returning guest, my friend Jake Henderson.
Hello.
Welcome back, man.
Thanks for having me out here again, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Hopefully we don't run into the same problems we had with episode 1.
I see. Well, the umbrella's gone, so hopefully it won't have two of those getting smacked in the face by it.
Yeah, the umbrella, I need to break it down and take it to the dump. So it's still over here back behind me. I just haven't disposed of it. And you know, you said this as soon as you came in my house that I hope we don't run into the same problems because it's like 80 today.
Yeah, it's warm.
So we had 2 snafus in our original episode. Number 1, my computer overheated, being in the direct sunlight. And then we restarted, and then the umbrella collapsed. And so, I don't know, we probably lost like half an hour of audio.
Yeah, I think it was one of the best parts of the show, too.
I know. So today, we are, we're hoping that we don't run into the same situation as last time. But anyway, welcome back. And look, you've already lit up your cigar, so I'm going to light mine. And while I do that, you know, just take a minute, introduce yourself, and say hey to everybody. All
right. Well, first, thanks for having me out here, man. I do appreciate it. I'm Jake Henderson. I am owner of Carolina Barbell Club. We operate out of Britt's Brothers Gym in Greenville. Carolina Barbell Club, best way to describe that, people always ask me, what is that? You know, because it's not its own brick and mortar building. Like I said, we operate out of Britt's Brothers Gym. It is basically a group of people who share a passion for strength sports, and just working together in a group for a common goal of self-improvement, getting stronger, and just overall getting better as a group and individually. And if you get better as an individual, you get better as a group. So that's Carolina Barbell Club in a gist. There are a lot of competitors in the group: strongman, powerlifting, bodybuilding, figure, a lot of the basic stuff like that. And there's a lot of people who are just your general population that just want to come to the gym, enjoy the group atmosphere, enjoy seeing each other or people push each other, and that camaraderie. That's what they want. That's what they get.
Yeah. You said right there in that statement that there's a lot of different people in the group, and you said strongmen, bodybuilders, powerlifters.
Mm-hmm.
Are those 3 separate categories?
Yeah.
Like when it comes to the quote-unquote fitness world?
Oh, absolutely. Like if you call a strongman a bodybuilder, you know, it's just that it's not the same. You know, like we all lift big weights, sure, but it's very different. Like strongman is what you see on ESPN or on TV, like Wild World of Sports, back when it used to be on that. Around Christmas and Thanksgiving time. You see those guys lifting stones, pulling the trucks, pressing the logs, all that wild stuff. Bodybuilding is the people who shred all their body fat, look really big on stage, and they pose and flex for everybody and go through a routine to be judged on their appearance and symmetry. And then powerlifting is squat, bench, deadlift. They all train for 1 rep max, and they all go to put their highest lift out of 3 together to build their quote-unquote total. Lifter with the highest total weight class wins.
Okay.
So, yeah. So very different avenues in strength sports.
Yeah. So, I mean, just a question here. Like the guys that are bodybuilders, like you said, they are like straight up trimming as much body fat as they can, I'm presuming, because they want the muscles to pop.
Correct.
On stage.
Yeah.
You want everything super defined.
Right. They're cutting down when it's time to get on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all those guys, powerlifters, bodybuilders, strongmen, like you said, you all lift heavy weights.
Oh yeah.
Big weights.
Yeah.
But what's going to happen to a bodybuilder if you put him in a strongman competition?
I don't know. Like, it'd be fun to see. It usually, like, a lot of people get interested in strongman when they see us, like, carry the farmer's handles or the big frames or carry a sandbag on your chest and, you know, throw it over a yoke or something wild like that. They're like, what is that? That's cool. You know, that's it's kind of the big allure of it. It's something different, something wild, and people just want to see it and do it. And now it's becoming so much more popular that it's so much more versatile. And back when it started, it used to be the guys in the back of the gym. Nobody talked to them, these big, sweaty behemoths. And now it's everybody from, like, your grandma to, a teenager starting out, and to, like, world's strongest man competitors to national level competitors and everybody in between. It's becoming a lot more versatile in gyms across the country.
Yeah. And we're already off and running here. I'm not even following the notes. I'm just asking questions off of things that you say, because I'm curious about, like, what's the difference? You said the guys that are power lifters, they're training in a way to get their 3 strongest reps,
Right.
or singles.
Yeah, so in a powerlifting competition, you have the squat, you have the bench press, you have the deadlift, and you have 3 attempts at each to get your highest successful lift.
I see.
Right.
But you're shooting for 1, but you get 3
in each, yeah.
Okay.
So let's say if you open at 300 pounds on squat, and then you go to 350 for a second, you miss it, but you jump up and go 375 for your third. You take your highest squat, 375, then add it to your highest bench and add it to your highest deadlift. That gives you your total, and that's what you're judged upon.
Okay.
If you total 1,000 pounds, and the person in the same weight class totals 950, you win because you total 50 pounds heavier.
I got you.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between a guy like you, I mean, you're a strongman, versus a guy who's a power lifter when it comes to, like, your workout regimen? How do you fine tune what you're doing in your workouts to say, I've got 3 opportunities, I want to crush them all, of course, but there's one that I really want to jack this thing. How do you train for a 1 rep thing?
So over time, you would build up. Let's say you got to meet 12 weeks out if you're a powerlifter, and you would start much lighter and just do a lot more volume to get more exposure to the lift. And as time progresses, you build up weight, drop your volume, drop your reps, drop your working sets, and the weight gets heavier, though. So your intensity climbs, everything else tapers down. So you're handling bigger weights, and you're getting more exposure to the bigger weights over time, and then you lift your heaviest successful weight at the competition. So you build the weight up over a certain amount of time up to the competition. So basically, you're working backwards.
It's heavier weight and less reps.
Yeah, essentially.
Versus as a strong man, what are you doing?
Well, the same thing, but it's just a different events. Like, we have typically 5 events in a show, and it'll be always an overhead press element, always a deadlift, always a carry, usually a loading, and then some 5th event. Like at my last one, we did sandbag carry, sandbag toss over a bar, log press max, deadlift for reps. What was the 5th? A grip event. You hold a certain amount of weight for time. So it's always something crazy like that. And you can do the same approach where you build up over time and build your weights up over time to be your strongest at the show. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know anything about this world. I just ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
Let's back up just a little bit before we go too far into the world of weights. You very graciously showed up with a cigar.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, I'm inviting people on the show. I'm providing the cigars, which I'm happy to do. Every now and then I'll have a guest bring me a cigar. I've not smoked a whole lot of San Cristobal's, but the few I have always been fantastic.
Yeah.
And you brought me a San Cristobal today. Do you know which one this is out of?
It should say on the little label.
See, I tore it open. I didn't bother to look.
Nah, I don't remember off the top of my head. I just remember where they are at the shop I go to get them.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I think it's the 5x52 or.
Yeah, let's see what this says here.
Yeah.
Well, it's the San Cristobal Classico.
Okay. So I guess they're original. I don't know.
Do you know what's in this?
It's a Nicaraguan filler. That's all I know.
Okay.
Yeah. If I had to look at the box and tell you, I don't remember. I'm sorry. I should have looked at it because I didn't.
No, you don't have to be. You don't have to be sorry. I mean, I handed you a bone shaker. I couldn't even tell you what's in it.
These are good. All I know is
they're good. They're a budget friendly stick, but they're good. And
that one is like $10 too, so it's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it burns for a while, and my favorite thing is consistent all the way through. I've never had one torpedo or whatever, like it burns down one side, not the other. It burns straight through all the time, and the flavor just gets better.
Yeah.
And it's not a huge stick either.
No, this is a Robusto,
Yeah.
which I think is what that bone shaker is that you're smoking right there. And this is, I would say, this is this is like a medium full.
Yeah.
You've got a little bit of a heavier cigar than I do, but yeah, man, it's fantastic. You been smoking much lately?
Too much.
Really?
Yeah. It's my main vice, man. Like, I love it. It's just one of those things that I really enjoy doing. So, is there such a thing as too much cigars? I don't know. Depends on how you look at it.
That's a fair question, but I think the answer is probably no.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there. So, yeah, yes, I have.
Yeah, Josiah told me that, like, your cigar smoke is your cologne.
Yeah, I knew that was what was coming. Yeah, yeah, man. That's my essence.
It's the musk of Jake Henderson. Is
correct. The sandalwood, the vanilla, and the beard, and then cigar smoke.
There you go.
Yeah.
What are you smoking these days?
A lot of those. I really like Bolivar. There's like little $7 sticks. They're real good. Just like that one. It's the same size, consistent, but man, it's like $6-7. Can't beat it. I smoke those a lot right there. That's been my favorite go-to if I want a little bit of a treat. What's the other one? I normally get 3 different ones. Oh, man. It'll pop back up. I'll tell you in a minute. I've smoked a few of the Liga Privadas.
Yeah.
I really like those. But
Everybody
they're pricey, but man, they're
loves
good.
I don't think I've ever smoked
Really?
the Liga Privada.
T52 number 9.
Yeah.
And there's something like, I think it's like a Flying Pig or something
Yes.
like that. That one's real good.
I've wanted to try the Flying Pig by Drew Estate.
Yes.
They look great. I bet they are great.
I've only had it once. It's like all those sticks are pricey. They're a little bit more than I normally spend on one, but they're good, man. Like if you want a good one, you know it's going to be good.
What are they about? Like $26 or something?
Yeah, like the T52, the number 9 is like $18-19.
Okay.
And then I think that Flying Pig was weird because it's the smallest one.
It is.
And it's shaped weird.
Yes.
But it's like $23-24.
Yeah. And the Flying Pigs come in a box of 12. I mean, I could get them. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of me being. I'm kind of tight.
Hey, understandable.
Financially when it comes to the cigars, especially because, like I've said umpteen times, I mean, like you said, this is a $10 cigar.
Yeah, dude.
And
like,
it's freaking great.
I remember saying last time, like, I know a little bit about cigars, probably more now than last time, but not enough to really care. Like, dude, if it's $5 or it's $20, like, I might not notice the difference. Like, that's a $9 or $10 stick, and it's been one of my favorites.
It's so good. It's, like you said, this is audio only, so they can't see, but I mean, that's an even burn all the way down. The draw is fantastic.
Yeah, that's what I like, too.
Like, you don't have to fight with it to get air through when you're drawing on it.
Yeah.
And the smoke is, probably a medium body. There's a little bit of spice right now in the back of my throat, which I enjoy. Mm-hmm. What do you find that you enjoy the most about smoking a cigar?
Man, it's like I talked a little bit about this last time. It kind of just forces me to slow down a little bit. It's kind of a social thing. Like I've been trying to get. Oh, I meant to invite you to this, by the way. Friday night, 7:00. We're going to a social if you want to go.
Okay.
I had to say that when I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
But I'll text you later and remind you. But it's really cool social thing. I've been trying to get a few guys together, like once or twice a month, to go to social, go to Bodo's, whatever. Get a stick, hang out for an hour or two, and just chill, sit around, talk about whatever. I really like that aspect. I like that it's a traditional masculine thing. I feel like a lot of traditional masculine things are kind of somewhat frowned upon nowadays.
They've been crapped on for a long time.
Which is insanity to me, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Well, I think we can step into it just a little bit. I don't mind that. But I think that there is a large segment of the male society that is saying that's BS, and we're just not going to put up with it anymore.
Well, I mean, you could talk about it all you want, but it's just leading, or just set the example if you want something to change.
Right.
Just be masculine. Just don't be a dick. That's it, man.
Being a dick is not masculinity.
No, it's not. That's when that awful phrase toxic masculinity comes into play.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people think to be masculine you have to be aggressive and assertive and like be rude, and it's like, no, bro, that's the exact opposite. No, being masculine is knowing who you are, standing up for yourself, standing up for others around you, being a protector, provider at the base level, Right. It doesn't take that much. And just be kind to people.
Yes.
Like, I watched an interview or like a small little reel. It was Matthew McConaughey talking about it, actually, of all people. He was talking about he basically said the same thing I said, like, being masculine isn't being rude or talking down to people. It's knowing what you believe, knowing who you are, and just standing up for yourself, standing up for people around you, your loved ones, your family, whoever, friends, you know, like just not being a bully, essentially.
Right.
Yeah. And I think masculinity is viewed wrong.
I agree.
Not put down, but viewed wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that was a quick rabbit trail because you were talking about what you enjoyed about cigars is some of those masculine things.
Yeah. Well, think about when you go into a cigar lounge, what do you see? Like, big places to sit. It's dimly lit. Like, there's often like taxidermy things on the wall, random sporting things on the wall. There's always a sporting event being played. It's like a full bar. Those kind of things. You get that barbershop feel, which is a traditional masculine thing. That's what I enjoy about it, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that as men, we should probably, not to go too deep into it, but kind of like try to change the outlook on masculinity.
I totally agree,
Yeah.
but the best way to do that, as you said, is to be the right example of what masculinity is.
Yeah.
And impact the other men around you by being that example of what a man ought to be and let them see it. And then, of course, you in turn look to other men to see it evidenced in them, and it strengthens your resolve to continue to be that.
Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting, like what you said when I asked you what you enjoyed most about cigars. You didn't say anything about the cigar itself.
Oh, yeah.
Which I find fascinating. And obviously you like cigars. You smoke them. I get that. But, you know, things I've talked about often on this podcast with people is that there's something about a cigar that changes the atmosphere.
Yeah.
And it's almost, what's the word I'm looking for here? Gosh, it's going to come to me in just a second. It's metaphysical,
Yeah.
you know, and so it lends itself to these things that don't require a cigar, but the cigar has a way of manifesting them,
Yeah.
especially in a group of men.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one reason I like to get together with a group of guys that are somewhat common, have a common interest. I mean, we get together over a cigar and talk about whatever, or we just sit around and hang out.
Sure.
You know, it's a decompressing thing. It's an unwinding thing. It's just a mild social thing. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Easy way to get together and hang out.
It's a great way to get together and relax and just enjoy a casual fellowship together. And so, man, if you're listening to the podcast and you don't smoke cigars, that's totally fine. But man, cigars are a great addition to the lifestyle,
to everyday life.
Yeah, everyday
life, baby.
Are you a daily smoker?
No. I do. I wish, but no.
How much are you smoking?
Probably 3 to 5 a week.
Okay.
Yeah. So a healthy amount.
At least every other day you're getting a stick.
Yeah.
At minimum. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends on the day, bro.
Yeah, I hear you. So my consumption has gone down here lately for various reasons. However, we are, right at the edge of spring, and local events and stuff and things like that, they're going to start popping up, which means the cigar box is going to get busy, and I'm going to be at events, which means I'm going to be smoking cigars.
No, of course. Yeah.
So my cigar consumption is about to tick up.
Yeah.
And it's not, if you don't have the right setup for it during the winter, it's not always pleasant if it's like really cold outside.
Yeah, I don't want to be outside. Well, I would enjoy 20-degree weather sitting outside smoking, but most people probably wouldn't.
Well, if I would enjoy that if I had a fire pit going or a space heater, but if I don't have any source of warmth, I don't think that's going to be pleasant.
Yeah, that would be crappy.
So anyway, man, last time you were here, we talked a lot about strength. Obviously, that's what you are. That's your life. We talked about both physical strength and the mindset behind it.
Yeah.
And since that conversation, what's been going on in Jake Henderson's world?
Still training, still working, still trying to build CBBC up, still building clientele up.
Has the clientele, has Barbell Club grown?
A little bit, yeah. We were stagnant for a little while, but it's grown. It's been consistent, which is better than a negative for sure. Like consistent members showing up every day, which is great. Consistent people putting in work all the time, which is great to see. So yeah, we're still going pretty good. We're about to start membership dues here in April, so hopefully we get a few more.
Yeah,
we do that once a year. So yeah, it's been pretty good.
Sure, and you've done. I know you've done some competing since we last chat.
Yeah, last August.
And look, I know that it didn't go the way you had hoped for it to go.
Yeah,
and that's fine.
Yeah, and I definitely got a chip on my shoulder from it, but that's good. It's good for me to have external drive like that. It helps me. So it helps me feel a sense of motivation and, like I said, external drive to push training and push myself harder. Yeah, oh yeah.
Well, do you feel, what's the difference for people? Let me think about how I want to ask this question.
Okay.
What's the difference in a person between failure as a defeater or failure as a motivator?
Quitting or not. Like a failure, being defeated means you quit. A motivator, like a failure, I don't see it as failure, dude. Like, I don't feel like I failed at my competition. Like, yeah, I didn't achieve the goal, but I achieved one thing I didn't expect. Like, I achieved the sense of knowing that I could handle bigger weights in a higher level competition, which was really cool to feel. Even though I did not place where I wanted to and didn't have the showing I wanted to, I learned that about myself, which is awesome. But I think quitting determines if you're a real failure or not. Like, if you don't achieve the goal you set, but you learn from it, reassess, and try again, there is no real failure. It's just you learn something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not failure. It's just try again, try again, try again.
It's a mindset.
Well, yeah, dude. Like there is no give up or quit or fail. There is only try again and reassess and change things and work harder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like, excuse me not achieving the goal I wanted to there, just it kind of bummed me out a little bit. But all I did was make me reassess things and fuel my internal drive even more.
Sure.
So yeah, I think it's, in a sense, it was a good thing.
So in a competition like that, how many places are there?
3. Well,
first, second, third?
For a podium, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if there's 20 people competing, there are 20 places. But
sure.
Yeah, but first, second, third is all anybody really cares about. But
yeah.
So
where'd you wind up?
9.
Number 9. Top 10, dude. That's great.
Well, there's only 10 of us, I think. Oh. Sorry, yeah. So like dead last, but it's cool, man. Like, not a big deal. And I went there. I had a really good training cycle. So I thought I was going to do a lot better, but I went there. I zeroed the pressing event, which was unexpected, but it is what it is.
What's that?
It was a max log press. And so the opening weight was 300, and I had pressed that before a lot, and I guess my peaking was off. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I didn't do that, and then went to the next event, which I think was the deadlift. Yeah, I got like 6 or 7 reps. And I thought that was pretty good because I had to go first. Because if you place last in the event, you end up going first in the next one. That's how you change the order. So I had to go first in the next event. So I got 6 or 7 reps on the deadlift. Thought I was going to be all right. Next guy comes out, he does like 15. Oh, yeah. So smoked me. But it's cool, man. Like, then we went to...
I just always feel like when you have an event like that and you hate being the guy that goes first.
Oh, yeah. You always want to be the guy that goes last.
Yeah. And so, like, the mindset when you're, like, because the guy who goes last is like, all right, I know the number, I only have to do one more than these
Exactly.
guys.
Like, you either need to tie it or do one more.
But then, like, if you're first, you're like, I want to do as many as I can, but then you're like wind up gassing yourself for later events. There's a chess match going on there.
Oh, for sure. That's the strategy. Like, that's why when these comps open up for registration, you want to sign up as early as possible. Because if you're the first to sign up, that means you're on the first event, you're last to go. So it gives you a strategy there.
Okay.
Yeah. So I did 6 or 7 reps. I only beat one guy there, or 1 or 2, so I was near to the start again. on the sandbag carry. I ended up getting, so we had to carry a 350-pound sandbag for a max distance.
Good grief.
Yeah. Surprisingly enough, like sandbag was, to pick it and go with it was pretty easy, but I just ran out of gas real fast. So only got I think I got like 118 feet or something like that, which I placed like 4th or 5th. So not terrible, but it didn't set me up to gain any points. So I had to go in the middle of the pack on the next event, which was bag toss. I ended up placing 2nd in that event, so because that was always a really good event for me. You got to place 2nd there. So I went 2nd to last on the grip event, and I ended up placing like 6th or something on that event. So not a good showing, but nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just got to move on.
Sure.
You learn from it, watch footage that you got recorded, and then go from there.
Sure. So when you go into an event like that, obviously you know what you're trying to accomplish. I mean, the goal is first place. I'm assuming that's the goal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the goal, is first place. Is there a difference in your mind between the goal and expectations?
Well, I always try to be realistic. I always want to be realistic, but you never truly know because you don't know what these guys are truly capable of. Because like I can look at their social media and stuff and see what they're posting, but like I used to like stalk the guys I was competing with to see what they were doing, but I stopped doing that in this last couple of years because it doesn't really matter. All it does is add anxiety to me, which a little bit of external pressure like that is a good thing, but it doesn't matter. All I can do is what I can do. So I cut that out and I just focused on what I was doing. So, I mean,
do you wind up going into things like this thinking more along the lines that you're just competing with yourself?
Sometimes in training I think that, but I also know, like, I try to watch what these other guys are doing at the competition because I need to build somewhat of a strategy. You can't just go in blind to these things. There's too many what ifs at a comp like that to just be like, oh, I'm just going to do whatever I can, like that's great, but it's not really realistic. You got to be in your head. No, just take your cap off. Yeah.
All right.
I don't want you to get stung through your head. That would suck.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, man. I mean, everybody wants a cigar.
Yeah.
It's just coming in for a little smoke.
That little wasp one.
So if you're going into a competition and your mindset is, I want to win this thing.
Yeah.
I want to be number one on the podium. But like you said, also my expectations about be realistic. I don't know really what that looks like.
So, like, be realistic with what you can do in the gym and training. Like, well, sure, I want to be able to press sure, I want to be able to like press 450 pounds. I can't do that yet. Like, that's way higher than my max. So, like, I can't just go up and load a percentage of that and try to train with it. It would just beat me up too much. But, yeah, I'm going to go into every training session, but, yeah, I'm coming because this is a piece of the puzzle, and if I don't do this 110%, then that puzzle won't be wholly put together when I go to the comp. So, like, that's, like, yeah, I'm going in 110% every single training session, every conditioning session. That you can break that down further. Every single meal, all the recovery work, all of my sleep, all that stuff are pieces to the puzzle. And look at it as like getting a grade in school. Like, you got 100 pieces, you got 100 points on a perfect score. If I do everything right every single day leading up to the comp, then I get 100%. If I do 95% right, I still get an A, but it's not as good as 100.
Right.
If I do 90%, it's still an A, but it's not as good as 100. It's stuff like that. So you gotta view every meal, every training session, every recovery workout, every conditioning workout, every bit of sleep as pieces to the bigger puzzle.
What's a recovery workout?
So, I mean, it could be as simple as me going for a walk around the block. It could be me go in and do a bunch of band stuff to just get blood flowing and help the muscle tissue recover faster.
What's the goal of a recovery workout?
So you just want to go and get the heart rate up a little bit. Like, say, a lot of people use the zones, like zone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and like zone 2, minimal effort, like 5 out of 10 effort scale, and you just go and get heart rate up for like 20 minutes. It just helps blood flow move around, just recover. Yeah. So you want to get a small sweat going. Think about that.
So, I mean, just so I'm understanding what's going on here, I might get a little bit technical, but I just want to understand. So whenever you've done a heavy workout, you've stressed your body, you've stressed your muscles, you've the muscles. I mean, there's a lot going on there. There's the acid buildup. Mm-hmm. There's I don't know, tearing, micro
tears, yeah.
Tearing. So the recovery workout basically is we want to get the heart rate up. We want to put some fresh blood, some good oxygenated blood through the body to send a good supply to everything I've just stressed out?
Right. So let's say Sunday and Monday I train. I do pressing on Sunday, deadlift on Monday. I would either take Tuesday off or I would do a conditioning workout, like a recovery workout then, because it helped me recover from those 2 days and it helped me get ready for the next 2 days of training. Yeah.
And do your, are there, is your diet built around that too? Like you eat something different on recovery days than you do on days?
Yeah, so it would just be less carbs. So on my training days, it's higher calories, higher carbs, and on off days, it's lower calories, lower carbs. That's the only difference. Yeah. I mean, because like carbohydrates are an energy and fuel source, so you don't need as much when you're not on really heavy training days.
Sure. How many calories are you putting away a day, man?
5,000 to 6,000 probably. Yeah. On a good day. On a good day. When it gets hot, it's hard to eat as much. Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. How come?
Hunger takes a dive. I don't know. Yeah.
Something about the heat.
Yeah.
Messing with the. So when you went to the Pro-Am last August and you didn't perform according to your expectations or what you thought you were capable of or what you thought was possible, I don't know, maybe it's all of those things. And obviously, like you said, yeah, you were bummed out. Anybody would be in a competition. Nobody likes to lose. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like do you feel like you performed well? Or do you feel like you didn't really do what you thought you were capable of?
I feel like I didn't do what I was capable of. Like, if I'm being completely honest, I quit on the log press. I had 2 more attempts. I stopped after my first.
Why?
I was just like, it's not going to happen. There's no reason to waste energy. I could just save what I got for the next 4 events. But looking back, I should have just said shut up and went back for my second and third attempt. You know, again, like it is what it is. Nothing to do about it. But like that's a quitter mentality, and like I'm normally not that way. Like that's not myself. So I was like, all right. I had 2 plans for log. If I hit the 300 opener, I'm going to go to the second and third attempt. If I don't, I'm just going to be done and save it. So I'd already made my mind up. And I didn't hit the first one. It's like, all right, done, move on. So there was no extra thought that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now that you've had time, now that you've had plenty of time, and obviously by now because we're in March, but obviously you after the competition you felt a certain way, and then you went through that and you examined your performance, you examined your mindset, and all of those things. Like you just said, I quit, and I shouldn't have. I should have just went back and did my second and my third attempts on the press. So what lessons did you teach yourself?
I have to give it 110% every single training session, every single event at the show. Because if you try to make a strategy where it's like, oh, if I just don't get it the first time, I'm going to quit, then you're never going to succeed to fulfill your potential. Like, it's just not. And, like, that's so foreign to what I usually am, like, quitting after the first attempt. Like, I don't know truly why I did it that day, as other than the fact that I just did. You know,
Sure.
There was no reason. Like, when I said, yeah, I'm going to be done, the guy putting on the show was like, really? I was like, yeah, bro, that's it. And I said the same thing to my girlfriend. She's like, why? I was like, that's just it, done. My dad said the same thing. You know, it's like, so all of them saw it. You know, it's like, and it's right out in the open. I definitely should have done it. But I was like, nope, moving on next, done. I was trying to just move on from it and be done that day. But, you know, I can't expect to win if I go into something like that.
Sure.
Yeah. Being 100% transparent.
Yeah, so no doubt, like, I bet, knowing you a little bit, just listening to you talk, the hardest part of that, looking back, was not finishing 9th place.
No.
It was...
Yeah, it was quitting. Like, dude, here's the thing. If I go up there and I give it every single thing I have, and I know I gave it 150% or whatever, and I still come 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 9th, whatever it is, so be it. Like, I'll shake the guy's hand beside me and say, thank you, good job, and move on. But if I go up there and I quit like I did, and I play stat, it's like, dude, I'm kicking myself in the butt the rest of the year until I go back. Like, that's the chip on my shoulder right now. Like, that's fueling me to come in. I'm putting extra conditioning sessions in. I'm eating more. I'm training harder. Like, the chip on my shoulder is that. It's like, I quit, so I didn't put on what performance I know I could have. You know, like, that's the regret. So there's no more of that.
Yeah, and so now you've got, I guess, like, some of the stuff you shared with me before the show, like, what's got you feeling really jacked, really jazzed, really alive right now is your pursuit of pro status in strongman.
Oh, yeah. Like, that pursuit never diminished. It never went down even after that placement. Like, the next day, I was still thinking about it. Walking to the airport, I was still thinking about it. You know, stuff like that. It never goes away. You know, it never goes away completely.
Well, I just feel like what you said about kind of quitting on yourself and thinking back about why you did that, which, like you said, you don't really know why, you just did. But that's got to be, I mean, you got to treat that like throwing gasoline on the fire of getting to pro status.
Yeah.
Is that how it's working for you?
Yeah, I think like motivation isn't a real thing, but it's nice to have it when it comes on because it makes training more enjoyable. Like, I'm always disciplined. Like, I always do what I'm supposed to do. I always eat right out. Well, not quote unquote right, but I always eat my meals. Let's be honest. Everybody knows I love ice cream and treats, but I eat all my meals. I do the recovery workouts. I do all the extra stuff, but it's like, it's nice to enjoy it. You know, most of the time, like, I don't enjoy the recovery workouts. I don't enjoy forcing myself to go to sleep at a certain time. Half the time, I don't enjoy training. It's just a pursuit of, it's what it has to happen to achieve this goal. But it's nice when motivation is there. It's like, man, this feels good. I enjoy it. It's happy feeling versus, I really don't want to do this next step, but I'm going to do it anyways. You know, that's the internal conversation all the time. So.
Well, there is, I don't know, man. There's a lot of people in this world who just don't really strive for anything.
Well, yeah, but like, if you set a big goal for yourself, like, you're never going to be motivated all the time. You know, you have to be disciplined to do what it takes to get that there.
Well, that's exactly where I was headed. Like, if you don't set a goal for yourself, then you're never going to accomplish much of anything. But however, if you're going to set that goal, whether it's pro status in strongman, or whether it is what I want to accomplish with Sunday afternoon smokes, or whether, name it, right? There's going to be things, many of them, along the way that you don't feel like doing.
Yeah, that's when discipline and just the internal drive to get it done comes into play. Because a lot of, like, sacrifice too, like, you don't have to sacrifice time where you could be doing other things to get done what needs to get done, to grow your podcast, to grow your studio you were talking about, to grow everything. Like, you have to sacrifice some things to get that done. Like, I'm going to have to sacrifice some things to get the extra sleep I need when I want to stay up till 1 a.m. watching TV or whatever it is, but which I really don't want to do that. But, you know, you have to make small sacrifices in order to achieve that long-term goal. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you can't do that, dude, you can just kiss that higher goal goodbye.
Yeah. And that's really, I suppose, in a big picture, though, that's what it takes to reach that level.
Oh, yeah.
Is sacrifice. You don't get there without being able to say, I can't do X, Y, and Z, because if I do that, I won't get to pro status.
Yeah. And, like, you need to ask yourself, is it really worth it? Is it really worth me not sacrificing this little thing if it means, like, it's going to hinder my performance tomorrow? Which, if I don't sleep those 2 hours, I'm going to be tired in my training session, which will snowball effect into me not doing everything I need to do that day, which in my mind is going to affect the end result. So I immediately see the domino effect of all these things. So if I don't go to sleep, let's say at 10 o'clock, and I get up at 6, I can get my 8 hours. If I go to sleep at 12, I get up at 6, I didn't sleep enough. I'm going to be tired. My training session isn't going to be perfect like I want it to be or as good as it can be, which messes with my head, which makes me feel not 100% confident going into my next things.
Yeah.
So, but if I do these things, all these small things, then my confidence will be high, and there's no reason I shouldn't be able to achieve it.
So we'll probably come back to this, maybe not, I don't know, but I'm curious listening to you talk about heading to, I mean, your desire, your goal is to get pro status in strongman.
Yeah.
And we may or may not go into it. We talked about what pro status in strongman means last episode. Although I don't know if it was lost in all the kerfuffle.
I don't remember either. I don't remember if it was.
But you've been in you've been in weightlifting and training for over 20 years.
A long time, yeah.
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 Did it start out for you as just kind of a personal hobby, or was it like, this is what I want to do with my life, or what?
Well, no, it definitely didn't start out like, this is what I want to do with my life. I had no idea, like, I would be this far into it when I was, like, 15, 14, whatever. Yeah, I saw in your notes, like, I remember, like, when I was real little, like, seeing the big machines and airplanes and all that stuff, like, thinking, like, that's really cool. And then seeing Strongman on TV, like, oh, man, that's awesome. And then fast forward all this my time, I'm the one doing those things. You know, like, I never thought that I would be one of those guys doing it. But I don't know. I think it started when I was in high school, getting exposed to it by playing football and all that stuff. Like, everybody who plays football lifts weights or gets experience in a weight room. So it kind of started there, like my weightlifting, and then got away from it from a little bit and got back into it just in my personal life. And ever since then, I just noticed a transformation in myself. You know, like a lot of guys do. You know, they go in, they feel that transformation, they feel better about themselves, they feel stronger, they can see the changes. So it kind of just blossomed through that.
Yeah.
You know.
So when did the shift happen in your life to where, you know, you started attending gyms, you started working out, you started lifting weights? What was the tipping point from active, I'm just taking care of myself and being in shape, versus I want to be a strongman?
Well, I noticed the competition here in Greenville, actually in Simpsonville. I think it was Upstate Strongest Man. Yeah, it was held in Simpsonville by Hit CrossFit. That gym's no longer open. But it was on, and I did that one. That was my very first strongman competition.
What year is that?
Oh, dude.
If you can remember.
It was before, I think it was before I moved to Charleston. So it had to be like, dude, 2014.
Okay.
So a while back.
That's
dude.
11 years ago. No,
Yeah.
12 now.
Yeah, a while back. And then after that, like, I didn't train for it. I just saw it and went and did it. I think I placed like 6 out of like 15 or 6 out of 10 or something. Not great. But in a novice class too, so not great.
I think that's pretty good for a guy who's just kind of in shape and lifting weights and not really pursuing strongman stuff, and then you show up in the novice category and that's not really your thing, and here you are 6th place out of 12 or 15 or whatever.
Yeah. So I did that. I didn't really train strongman or anything for a long time. I moved to Charleston, didn't lift at all for a long time. I gained a bunch of weight. I moved back up here, started getting back into fitness, went through the personal training program at Greenville Tech. I lost a lot of weight before I did that. Then I got my personal training certificate, started doing that. Then went to USC Upstate for my bachelor's degree. All throughout that time was when I was powerlifting. And then once I graduated, so 2020, I went back into strongman. So it's been just over 5 years.
Why didn't you lift when you were in Charleston?
I don't know. I mean, I went to like a Planet Fitness. I wouldn't call that lifting. You know, I just kind of dabbled here and there then.
Yeah, but you stayed active.
Yeah.
Okay, you just didn't.
No, I wasn't training like now. It was nowhere near as serious as it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so when I moved, when I moved back up here, I started personal training. Excuse me. I started personal training was 2013, something like that. So I was lifting pretty serious then, but I was lifting the whole time that I was at USC Upstate. Yeah, that's right, because I was competing in powerlifting then. It was pretty serious then, but I didn't start strongman competing until after graduation. Yeah.
Funny question. In your mind, are there people who are actually serious about lifting that go to places like Planet Fitness?
That's a hard, because like if you're creative enough and you're driven enough, you can get a lot done there. But dude, like if you want to be top level strength, there's no way. There's just no way. Like if you want to reach your full potential in strength sports, you can't do it there. Only because like they don't allow it. One, they don't have the equipment necessary to do it too. So I think it's impossible just because of those. Yeah. Like I've been to Planet Fitness a few times a while back, and like I really like their equipment. It's real smooth. Sure. It doesn't get beat up like the stuff I use all the time. So they have really nice equipment. They got a huge budget, so that's nice.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for your just average person who wants to do some light lifting, stay in shape, stay active, I'm sure
It'd be perfect.
Fun.
Yeah, it'd be perfect.
But if you want to, like you said, if you really want to get with the program,
no, we can't do it there.
Not there.
I don't even think they have squat racks and stuff, so you can't really do big lifting there.
It's like all machine based.
Well, like I said, they don't allow it either. They'll sound that lunk alarm thing, and they'll kick you out. Yeah.
You know what you should do, man? You should do some funny, like, not that you want to get yourself in trouble or anything, but do some funny, like, Instagram videos. Get somebody to go with you into, like, Planet Fitness and other places like that and do some stuff. And, I don't know, be like, lunk alert, you know? I mean, I think it would be funny.
I would love to. Yeah, maybe I can get Joe to do that with me.
Yeah. Hey, if you're listening, you're a social media guru, whatever, and looking for some fun work, volunteer work.
Volunteer work, yeah. There you go.
Hit up Hendo Strength Systems on Instagram, and y'all do some funny stuff at places like Planet Fitness. So, I mean, I remember growing up, and I'm sure they're still around, but you also see places like Gold's Gym. You know, and I've never even been into a Gold's Gym. Is Gold's Gym kind of in the same vein as what a Britt's Brothers would be?
Not quite. Like, at Britt's, we encourage the loud lifting, the chalk use, the loud music, stuff like that. I don't think they want it as much. You know, they're a mix between like a Globo gym and like a little bit more serious, but they're definitely still Globo. Like, you go to
what's Globo?
Yeah, just a regular consumer big gym.
Okay. But they're kind of a step up from
they're a step
Planet
up from
Fitness.
Planet, yeah. Okay. But it's not the same.
Okay.
Like a crunch would be the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, even if they have their quote unquote powerlifting room or whatever, it's not the same. Like, the environment's just not the same. I went to a crunch one time just to see what it was like because I want to see what the machines were. I'll never step foot in one again.
Yeah.
I went to one, dude. They had the benches were bolted to the ground. Like, there's just a common sense kind of general rule of kindness when you go to a gym. Like, there's this woman beside me. She had headphones on. So I was trying to bench with dumbbells. I was trying to move the bench, but I didn't realize it was bolted down. So I'm like yanking on this bench and it wouldn't move. I look, I see it's bolted. I'm like, oh, okay. And so she was like right there. I look over. I was like, hey, I'm trying to wave. I was going to ask, like, am I going to be in your way right here? If not, I'll go somewhere else. And she just like dead face completely ignored. I was like, okay, that's cool. But because I've come up in gyms like Britt's, and it's like I'm used to everybody pretty much knowing each other. So me asking a question like that is no big deal. But it was just like completely cut off. Leave me alone. Like weirdo type thing.
Yeah.
So whatever. But
sure.
Yeah, it's not the vibe for me.
Yeah. So getting back on track with powerlifting. So you go to Charleston, you don't lift seriously, but you stay active, you stay in shape. You come back to the upstate, and then you get into the educational side of it, and you get your degree, and you're competing in some powerlifting stuff. And then you step back into, I think you said, Strongman, in the Strongman arena back in 2020.
Roughly, yeah.
So at what point, after getting back into Strongman stuff, does it become in your mind, I want to go pro?
Oof. It's been a few years. I've been a few years I've been thinking about it. Like, it's just something I held inside for a long time I didn't really voice. And then I noticed they started doing pro-ams. I'm like, okay, this is cool. I want to get a little bit more of a chance here. So, yeah, I've always felt like I had the ability to do it. And I heard Joe mention this, and I know I talked to you about it last time. It was like, ability plus opportunity equals obligation. Like, I firmly believe that. So I have the ability to do it. I firmly believe that. I obviously have the opportunity to do it. So I feel like I 100% owe it to myself to give it the best shot I got. Like, I realized that a couple years ago. So I feel like if I don't at least give it my best effort, then I won't fully be content with myself at some point in the future. Because I don't like a what if. It makes me feel very unsure and unsettled, and that's probably the worst thing for me. Like, I like consistency. I like knowing what's going on, and I like being sure of what I'm working towards. So if I don't give it my best effort, then I think at some point down the line, I'm going to regret it.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to live with that because, like I said, man, like, I know I can't do it forever, but I have the opportunity. I feel like I have the ability, So I'm going to give it everything I got.
You don't want to have one of those what might have been moments.
But yeah, dude, like I said, though, if I give it everything I have and I go up there and, like, God forbid I get injured or something, knock on wood, or, like, I just don't place as good as I want, like, I can live with that. Like, you know, I've been through the injury thing. I've been through not placing as good. Like, I can swallow those, no problem. But if I don't give it everything I have, that's a huge regret. And that's like, to be honest, that's kind of what I'm living with now after that pro-am. Like, I feel that regret. And, like, you know, it made me feel a little down for a little while, but, you know, whatever. You bounce back from that, and, like, that's what's another fuel for me right now. Like, I don't want to go through that again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel you, man. You know, I've been through some things in life, and one of the hardest things in life you can do is whenever you've really blown something, like people will forgive you, but to forgive yourself.
Oh, yeah.
That is brutal.
Like, I'll be honest, I don't think I've fully forgiven myself for quitting yet at that show. You know, because I can see the disappointment. Like, my parents are always going to be proud of me, man. No way. But they've been to literally every single competition I've done. And, like, when I said, like, no, I'm not doing my second, third attempt, brush it off, no big deal. Most people do. And most people, like, that are there were like, okay, cool, we're going to the second event, no big deal. But I can kind of see the disappointment, you know, and I can feel it myself. And that's what's been kind of lingering. So it's like, I got to do it. I got to give it everything. Because, like, it boils down to, like, what do you feel when you look in the mirror? You know? Like, I got to feel content. I guess if I'm being transparent and honest, too, like, even if I don't succeed at it, if I give the effort, I can live with that.
Yeah. Well, it's not about, I don't think it's really about the success. It's about your character, and you feel like you didn't perform up to the character of the person that you are and want to be.
Yeah.
So you let yourself down.
Oh, big time, yeah.
And that's sometimes hard to get past.
Yeah, that's like, I reflected on competition a lot, especially like the immediate months or weeks after it. Like, and that's kind of what it came down to, you know? Like, physically, I'll beat myself into the ground all day long to get this goal. But mentally, if I'm not 100% in it, it's like, you know, it kind of kills you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned something a few minutes ago when I asked you about when you decided that you wanted to become pro in Strongman. And you said it's been a few years, but you said you kept it quiet inside for a while.
Yeah.
Why? Like, what was were you like, I don't know, why?
I always tend to keep goals like that close to the vest for a while until I'm 100% certain of my, like, pursuit of it. It's like when I decided to go back to school, same thing. I thought about it for a while. And it's a big deal. It's like a 4-year endeavor at the least. So, like, something like that, you know. I want to be sure of my pursuit of it and sure of the goal before I voice it out loud to let everybody know it. Because I was only one of those guys just spitting things off and not going through with it. Nobody wants to be that person.
Right.
You know, and it's also a deeply personal thing, to me at least. A lot of people, or some people in the sport, like, they'll turn pro fast and be like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. And that's fine. That's their viewpoint on it, so what? But to me, it's a big deal. Like, it's a big achievement because it's not like, you kind of see the culmination of all your work on that one day at their show. But, like, dude, there's 5, 6, 7 years of effort into this. And, like, there's countless workouts, there's countless meals, there's all the other work that goes into it. So that, to me, is a pretty big deal. You know, it's a pretty big deal.
That's a huge deal.
Yeah.
It's like you said, this one brief moment in time is the culmination of, you know, just picking a number out of the air here. But this is the culmination of 6 years of work.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, that's like, I don't know.
I'd go farther back than 6 years, to be honest with you.
Like I said, I was just snatching a random number.
It's a culmination of since the first time I touched a barbell. Like, because if you think about it like that, they all compound. You know, strength is not one of those things you just go day one and learn, like, oh, I'm the strongest man in the world. Like, no, man, it's a long time coming. You know? So it just takes a lot of effort, and it's a very respectable thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to stop right here and just let you know that midweek I also do a short solo reflection podcast called Between Sundays. No guest, no outline, just a few thoughts from the week if you want more than one conversation. And you can find Between Sundays on Spotify, and on Apple Podcasts as well. Something I know that you wanted to talk about today was kind of goal setting and mindset training. And last time, I think we talked about those.
I think a lot of that got knocked out by the heat.
Yeah, probably. So I'll just let you run with it, man.
So we kind of touched on a lot of that already, really. Is like, set your goal. What is the big goal? All right, and then you work backwards from it. Let's use a competition as an example. That's what I'm super familiar with. So I like 8-week training blocks. All right, so let's say we're 8 weeks out from the show. I'm going to build backwards. I got 4 training sessions a week, and I'm going to layer everything onto each other. And I even mentioned the grading scale earlier. Like, for me to get 100%, I got to do every single thing right. That's not realistic. Everybody's not going to do 100% all the time. If I hit a 90%, then I'll do pretty good. I should perform within reason and perform at my ability. So let's say I'm going to hit a 90% of that 100. If I do everything right, the eating, the sleeping, the training, all that stuff, then it all should add up for me to get a good grade at the end. So if you can set your end goal, work backwards, and know what you need to do to achieve that goal, like mathematically, you should be able to hit it. If you're like, that's when being realistic comes into play. Like, I can't set too big of a goal too quick because you might not realistically be able to achieve that. That's why, like, small goals are important. So like a small goal within that 8-week training block could be, I want to do a certain amount of weight for 5 reps. All right. In 3 weeks, I should be able to hit that. I hit that in 3 weeks. All right, good. I'm on track. 2 weeks from now, I'm going to set another goal. All right. I hit that goal. I'm still on track. And that second goal should be something like, if I do this, then I should be able to do what I need to do at the show. So like compound. So goal 1 and goal 2 equal goal 3, like being the main goal. Mm-hmm. And then I like to, when you talk about mental training, I like to find something that's difficult and kind of do it on a micro scale, like daily. That could be something a lot of people hate in the fitness world is cold showers or cold therapy. I love it. Like, it's very uncomfortable, but it's something that you can do anywhere and do it quick. You can start your day with it as soon as you get up. I like to go straight to the shower, cold shower immediately. It sucks. It's like 2 minutes of uncomfortableness, but like, you go do it. You feel better when you get out. It's like, it's a small thing, but it's something that you can achieve real quick, that you could be as something as simple as like making your bed as soon as you get up. Those small things sound so silly, and they are. But like, those small goals compound every day to equal you, or to make you feel like you're working towards it. I mean, why not? It's just self-improvement. It make you feel better about yourself. You adding up to something bigger every single day. And also, I think a lot of the mindset stuff comes down to like hard training sessions too. Like, if I know I'm doing everything I should be doing in these training sessions, I'm going to be mentally stronger, and I should have a less chance of quitting again.
I think, yeah, I think people think too small. I think, like, for instance, all right, first thing I'm going to do when I get up is make the bed, and then I'm going to take a 3-minute cold shower.
Yeah.
Or whatever. It's not really about the bed or the cold shower. Those are just the vehicles that I'm using to create this discipline. I mean, because it could be literally whatever.
Yeah.
Especially if it's something you don't like to do.
Yeah,
I mean,
it could be get up and go for a walk. It could be get up and sit and read. It could be get up and sit and be quiet for a little while. Stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But like, they need to be things that are like self-improvement, like catered towards that, I think. Because they're small things, but they make you feel good, and they give you a sense of accomplishment right off the bat. Yeah. That's why morning routines are so important. Like, I like to get up, I chug my water first, cold shower, then I come out, make my coffee, and then I like to do a little bit of quiet time when I can. Yeah. So if I do those 4 things, like, I'm set up for success. I'm going to have a better day. I give myself a chance to have a better day before I walk out the door. And then it helps me deal with whatever comes my way throughout the day.
You said earlier, that you were going to use the competitions as a reference point because obviously they're easy. Like, if I've got this competition in 8 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever it is, then you can reverse engineer it. Yeah. But let's just say a guy like me or just a random person walks into Britt Brothers or signs up for Barbell Club and has, I don't have like super strict things I'm trying to achieve. They're more general. Like, when somebody says, I just kind of want to get in better shape. Well, that can mean a lot of things. Yeah. So how do you help just those everyday clients to set goals whenever whenever the quote-unquote stated goal isn't as obvious.
Well, I would talk to them and see, like, all right, did you say you want to get in better shape? What does that mean? You want to lose 10 pounds? All right, cool. We got a number on it. Well, you want to lose 10 pounds. When do you want to do it by? 10 weeks? That's doable. All right, so now we have a time frame and we have a number to work towards. We can work backwards from that. You got 10 weeks to lose 10 pounds. We're going to lose a pound a week. Pretty sustainable. Now, it's like, what's your daily routine right now? What do you do when you first get up? Oh, I wake up and I lay in bed for 30 minutes. All right, right there. As soon as your first alarm goes off, don't hit the snooze, get up, turn it off, get your feet out of bed, stand up.
Get out of bed, make it, take a cold shower.
Jump in the cold bath. No. Like, most people will do that once and then stop.
Yeah.
No, I would say don't just stay in bed. Get up, get moving, go drink some water, drink your coffee, get your day going. Maybe try to go for a walk. Get some movement in. Get 10 minutes of walking in before you leave for work. Something like that. It's pretty simple. Like, getting fit and getting in shape, quote unquote, is a lot easier than people think, especially if you're brand new to it.
Yeah.
Like, simple movement.
Well, it sounds to me like what you're doing though is that if you're going to set goals, they can't be general.
Right.
They have to be specific.
Well, everybody can find a specific goal real quick. Like I said, I just want to come in and feel better. All right, what does that mean? Like, most time when people say feel better, they probably want to drop some weight. Most people come into the gym, like, weight loss is a pretty generic, common goal. It's like, all right, let's try to lose 10 pounds. Like, that's a pretty big amount of weight. They lose 10 pounds, they're going to feel better, so they achieve 2 goals. Mm-hmm. And then you just build another one off that.
I will say, that I had, and I've mentioned this a few times, I lost a pretty significant amount of weight. And over the last couple of weeks, it really has just been kind of lingering since the holidays, right?
Mm.
Everybody seems to fall off the wagon around Thanksgiving and Christmas,
Yeah.
for obvious reasons. But then my wife got this dog, and now that I have a dog, I have to walk the dog.
Gotta walk the dog.
Gotta walk the dog, man. And so I'm back down to where I was like this morning, because I was at I'd gotten down to like 232, and then it kind of jumped back up to close to 238, but this morning I clocked in at 233.4.
There you go.
I'd really like to get about 225.
Now you got your number goal.
I've got a number goal.
Now you need to put a time frame on it. Because what the time frame does is hold you accountable. And you got to stick to it. That's a big thing for people in the fitness world, is accountability. And nobody's really going to hold you accountable except yourself. Even if you came to me, like, yeah, you're paying me, though. So it's like, yeah, we're going to work towards it, and I'm going to hold you accountable as best I can. But when you leave the gym, you got to do that for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's going to stop me from eating a piece of chocolate cake if I want to.
Yeah, on the way
It's
home,
gotta
you
be
might
me.
stop by QT and get a little donut or something.
Yeah.
I
like
loves
donuts.
QT donuts.
Who doesn't like donuts?
Hey, if you don't like donuts, I can't be friends with you. Yeah.
If you don't like donuts and cigars, you're probably not a good candidate to be on this podcast.
Probably not. Yeah. No, it's really as simple as that. All right, you want to feel better? Okay, let's put some value to that. Let's put a time frame on it. There you go. You got the equation.
Well, goals have to be measurable.
Yeah.
And that's what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. Having something that's not, like you said, if somebody comes in and says, I just want to feel better, that's a very general idea. And you say, okay, what does that look like?
Right.
What does that mean? And they say, well, if I lost 10 pounds. All right, now we've gone from the general to the specific.
Exactly. That's all it takes.
And then we put a time frame. So, and then you put them into a process to achieve the desired outcome.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I feel like we're kind of like just in the. I had some follow-up things here, but you've already nailed it, really, because it's the discipline is, like you said, nobody's going to make you be accountable.
Right. And when it's you by yourself, like, you could text your trainer like, hey man, I'm having a hard day, whatever. But they're just going to respond with a text, and if that's not enough for you, you have to do it yourself. You got to remind yourself, this 5 minutes of satisfaction from eating whatever isn't worth losing out on your goal.
Right.
So that's what it comes down to.
Yeah. So what are some of the biggest mistakes people make when they set goals?
They go too hard too fast. They try to do too much too quick. They want to change their entire life to fit this goal. And that's when it comes down to being realistic. Like, let's use the 10 pounds weight loss thing as an example again. All right, so I got 12 weeks to lose 10 pounds. I'm going to sprinkle in scheduled days there where you can go out with your wife, go out with your husband, whoever, to enjoy a meal together and it not be restrictive. 4 weeks in, you get a reward, you get a treat meal, go out, enjoy yourself, be social, do whatever you want for that night. And the next day, you need to be disciplined enough to get back on track. And that's going to decompress, allow you the time to be social, be a human, and not be a robot again.
Yeah.
So I think being realistic, man. People are going to be people. They're going to do things, but just be understanding. Be understanding with yourself. And that allows you to stay on track.
Yeah, you do have to have some flexibility.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose really just for the. I mean, do you? I would presume though that if you're gearing up for a strongman competition, 12 weeks from now. For a guy like you, though, those things are out of the question. For 12 weeks, it's balls to the wall.
Yeah, that's different.
It's not.
Though. I'm not going to use myself as an example when it comes to something like that.
Sure, but we're just talking about the casual the gen pop,
in general population.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about somebody who's wanting to do something at a higher level, like for those 12 weeks, you need to be locked in. Yeah.
Yeah. So strength training, all those things obviously. They go together. They have a way of revealing things about yourself, whether it's patience, discipline, ego. What has lifting taught you about yourself over the years?
Oh, my gosh. Going deep, bud.
Yeah, man.
That's a good question. I'd say one of the best gifts that the barbell's given me would be, this is going to be counterintuitive because I'm not the most patient person, but patience and understanding of, again, long-term goals and how to trust the process. Because also, working towards something. This is something I try to teach people who are newer in the gym. If you commit to a training program for a while, it'll teach you a lot real quick. It'll give you instant satisfaction from that one workout, and it'll show you an end goal, and it'll show you progress, a better version of yourself. So if you can have the patience to work for a while, to work towards a goal, it'll give you that. Then once you achieve that goal, you reset and do it again. So it never really ends. And just a sense of independence. This is a big one. Anybody who comes in the gym can get this. When let's say you're a 25-year-old guy who wants to be a strongman, you come in, you're not really going to have too many problems doing everyday life stuff. But if you're a 72-year-old grandma who comes in, she's doing farmer's carries, and the guy across the way is doing farmer's carries. He's doing 300 pounds in each hand. She's doing 20. But you know what she's able to do? She's able to carry her groceries from her car to her house with no problem.
Do you have a 72-year-old grandma at Barbell Club?
Sorry, Miss Sherry, I just gave your age out there. But yeah.
I'm going to have to hunt her down on social media.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if she had social media.
I don't think she does, but she's real funny, man. She said that the other day, she was able to carry groceries and play with her grandbaby. Fantastic.
That's huge.
Oh, huge, dude. Yeah. And she just had a foot surgery. She's still able to carry groceries because she got stronger from lifting weights. That's one of the biggest things, a sense of independence. So I think a sense of independence, a sense of patience, and just going through life better, being stronger. Being able to do things without question or without worrying about it so much.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one of the best things strength can give people. And, little selfish plug here, my gym's a little different because we have such a community aspect. So you come there, it's I think I said this last time, it's like cheers. Most people know you.
Yeah.
You come in, what's up, Chris? How you doing, man? Good to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ollie's going to yell from across the gym. I'm going to yell something ridiculous at you, stuff like that. Yeah, so you get a sense of community as well.
It's not, you don't get that at Planet Fitness.
No, man.
Or wherever.
No, you're just a number there.
Yeah. At the end of the episode with Josiah Hartline, I asked him if he could talk to his younger self, what he'd tell him, and his answer was simple. He said, I'd tell him to go to the gym.
Mm.
And as someone who's built a career around strength, what do you think about that answer?
I think it's fantastic. Because I know Joe's past. I think it would have really helped him. I think it would have helped every young man, though. I think every kid, male, female, should go to the gym, and if they love it, stick with it. You don't have to do it to the extreme, but just go.
Yeah.
Put your hands on a barbell, pick up some steel.
Why do you think the gym has that kind of impact on people?
Self-empowerment. Straight up. Confidence, ability, independence, like I said. It gives all those things. And immediate return, satisfaction. You go to the gym, you have a really hard workout, you can't leave telling me that you don't feel better. You might be more tired, but that's all right. Come back tomorrow, you feel better. Do it again. Yeah. If you do a hard set, man, let's say, all right, we're supposed to do 5 sets of 5 at 200 pounds on bench press. You might go there and be like, man, I don't know if I can hit this. All right, boom, nail set 1. All right, that's pretty cool. Get a set of 5, hit that. Man, I feel great. I accomplished it. I did some hard goal. I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. You did it. That immediately translates in everyday life. Like, so you get that sense of return. Man, I don't know if I can sell this house today. This is kind of intimidating. It's a big house. This would be a big payday, though, if I do it. Boom, you go in, you give yourself a little pep talk, you sell it, you make the money, immediate return. Huge deal.
Yeah.
It gives you that same sense. So self-confidence lifts up, self-empowerment's up, everything. That's the best thing that gym can offer. Physical strength is fantastic, but the sense of self-worth, self-empowerment, independence, mental strength, those are better.
Yeah.
That's what the gym gives you.
Sweet. No, that's great.
Yeah.
And that's what people need.
Yeah, oh yeah. Especially
Because,
now.
The confidence in yourself to be able to do and to accomplish whatever it is. If you've spent X amount of time going to the gym and showing yourself that I can do this, like you said, that translates. It carries over.
Literally every aspect of your life. Yeah.
So, but a lot of people that don't go to the gym. By the way, I'm one of those people. A lot of people they think going to the gym sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that? Why do you think people think it sucks?
Because it's hard, man. It does suck. Like, I'll be honest, dude, there are workouts that I see that I'm written down for myself. I'm like, man, I really don't want to do that. But, so what? I do it, and it's like I try to find things that make me feel like this is going to be really hard. But once I do it, all right, I need to level up next time. So I did that. I lived through it. It sucked. I almost threw up. That's great. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sucked almost through.
Yeah, dude. Like,
you guys got a chum bucket at Britt Brothers?
I brought one out the other week. I grabbed a couple of guys, like, it was totally unplanned, and we did something that I was like, dude, all right, look, if we throw up, use this bucket right here. Yeah. But nobody stops until everybody finishes. So that's kind of what we did.
Well,
yeah.
Did anybody puke?
I almost did. No. I was trying to push myself to it, though, but nobody did. Yeah. Came close.
Yeah. So when somebody hates the gym and forces themselves to start anyway, you eventually see a mindset shift.
I think so, yeah. I think there's a lot of people that quote-unquote hate the gym or just don't like the physical exertion. Like, eventually, they like the results.
Yeah.
They like the feeling they have afterwards, so that's what they come looking for again.
Well, that's the deal. You don't get results without putting in the work. And but that's not gym specific.
No, that's just
just life.
For sure.
Yeah. But the gym is super tangible.
Yeah. You got to fall in love with the effort at some point. Mm-hmm. And, that process.
So, from what you've seen, like, how long does that usually take, that shift between, man, this really sucks, to this is great?
Oh, dude, it can be forever. It can be the first session. Like I just said, I still have sessions that I feel like it sucked. Everything about it was awful, but I still did it. But that's different. Like, I don't think it's fair to use myself as an example for that one. I think eventually, a few sessions in, people see the shift because they see that they see that feedback loop. To see, a hard session. Oh, but I feel better now. I achieved something. Then usually it could be after the first session. Yeah.
I mean, the results, they speak for themselves. They really do, because once you get a few things in, you start feeling a little bit better, and that could be, like you said, the 72-year-old grandma who can carry her groceries and get on the floor and play with her grandkids, or the guy who, now I'm not like struggling to breathe when I bend over to tie my shoes, or I've lost a decent amount of weight, so I'm not really noticing lower back pain. I don't have this huge gut hanging off in front of me. And, like, once you get that, like, why would you stop?
Exactly. I mean, some people achieve it and they fall off, and then that whole process starts over again. But that's just how it goes.
When What is the moment like? What do you think the moment's like for somebody when it finally clicks?
Oh, man. It could be hardly anything, or I think it might be euphoric to a degree. You know, because they feel that success. They feel that self-accomplishment. They feel that self-worth increase. So it could be, I think it's a very personal thing. You know, they come to the gym, they might be intimidated by all the weights of some of the people in there, but they find themselves within that area and they find their own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you worked with, no doubt, a lot of athletes, a lot of professional lifters, and even, like we said, just kind of general population people over a very long period of time. I'm sure that you've been working with people and you've seen that change. When it happens to them. So, like, where do you see it in their eyes? You see it in their face? Where do you see it?
Both of those, and also just the way they act. Like, I'll use this kid, I don't want to give his name out there, but he's a younger guy. He started a year or so ago, and he's finally finding himself a little bit in his own training. He's learning how to do it himself, which is great. I don't train him. He's not a client of mine, but I see him 3 or 4 times a week in the gym. Like, he did today, actually, before I came here, he did a really big lift, and I heard him yelling across the gym. So you hear it, you see his excitement, and you see his progress. Like, the weights go up, you can see more weights on the bar and stuff like that. So it could be as pronounced as that, and it could be a person just kind of like nodding to themselves. You know, but you can see it, you can recognize it.
Yeah.
It's pretty great to see.
I bet.
Yeah.
No, that's a big moment for somebody when it clicks and now they're really into it and on track and on something.
That's one of the best things about the personal side of personal training. You learn the person, you learn bits and pieces of their life, you learn their personality, who they are, and then you see that progress. It could be from a daily change to a few times a week to bigger changes throughout their life. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How do you this is kind of an off-topic question because we're kind of talking about the metaphysical side of it now, but I'm just thinking, because you said you saw this guy, or you see the progress happening, you see people meeting goals, or seeing bigger weights on the rack, you know. But how do you, what do you do when somebody comes in and, let's just say that I went to Britt's Brothers. I'm going to be part of Barbell Club. Mm-hmm. I have a goal. I want to be a little bit stronger. I want to get to 220. Let's say I want to get to 220. I think I'll be happy there. And so, you know, I'm shedding weight. I'm getting a little more muscular, but I don't really want to get bigger. You know, I don't want, and of course, maybe when people start
big, bro.
When people start doing that, maybe it changes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
But if you said, like, I don't really want to get bigger and muscly, like, how do you, what do you do on the workout regimen just for maintaining?
I don't know, I wouldn't progress them as fast or as much. If they're comfortable where they're at, then we might change a little bit here and there. We might go up a little bit and say, hey, man, you want to try a little bit more today? You want to do something a little bit different? It's just some conversation. Again, that's just where the personal side of it comes. You learn each other. You learn my style. I learn what you want. And we just kind of build a program together.
Yeah.
That's the best thing about personal training. And that's why it's different from an online training aspect. You learn the person. You learn the individual. You learn their personality versus me writing you a program, subscribing you to an app, stuff like that. The personal side is kind of lost there. But when you come and we meet face-to-face 3 times a week, I learn you. I learn what you want. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to get to a certain spot and maintaining that. That's perfectly fine. You know, I don't expect everybody to push themselves constantly every single session and try to get to lifting bigger weights every time. You know, that might not be realistic for you. Mm-hmm. That's okay.
You said something a little while back talking about your morning routine. You're up, you're out of bed, you're making the bed, cold shower, downstairs, making coffee, or maybe not downstairs, but just to the kitchen making coffee, and then some quiet time.
Yeah.
And that's the quiet moment for you is relatively new.
Yeah, it's something I started a few weeks ago.
Okay, so it's brand new.
Yeah, pretty much. It's quiet time, something I've done for a long time, but I'm trying to like make it part of my morning recently. Just because like I like it. It kind of allows me to just sit and not really think about anything and just allow things to come in to my brain at their own terms. Like I always think about what I got to do that day. What do I need to do to make sure everybody in my immediate circle is taken care of, like myself taken care of, and then what do I do for work, and it's whatever else. And I might not think about any of those things. I might just sit there and be quiet and have my dog Juice beside me. We hang out for a little bit. But it allows me to start my day at a peaceful little chunk of time.
Yeah, how long are we talking?
It could be 5 minutes, could be 30, depending on how much time I really have. You know? Yeah.
What are you finding? And like you said, it could be just kind of daily routine stuff. It may not be any of those. Are you finding, outside of the daily routine stuff and what's on the schedule for today, in your quiet time, what are you finding kind of deeper things that are coming to the surface?
Well, like you said, most every day I think about my schedule, like what do I need to do? And then once I get that settled, I try to think about like, what can I do to grow my business? What can I do to be a better partner? What can I do to be a better brother, son, stuff like that. Some days I go deeper with it. Some days I purposely try not to. But for the most part, it's along those lines. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What prompted you to start making this part of your regular schedule?
I saw a thing with Denzel Washington talking about it, actually. He said, before you do anything, wake up and spend, he said, 30 minutes each day. That's not always possible, but, you know, a little chunk of time. He said it just allows him to have a good headspace for the rest of the day. And I think I think people are too busy with a lot of their lives. And allowing that little chunk of time could set you up for a better day, too.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that, I will say this, I don't think many people practice that.
No.
Do you think people are afraid of the silence?
Yeah, because they're afraid of whatever truth might come up, I think. Or they might just not be aware of it. But you got to realize we also live in a very fast-paced, instant gratification life where everything is driven by social media or what's happening right now. You know, a lot of people are just consumed by instant gratification. And I think we need to delay that a little bit. You know, like social media is a great thing, but it can also be an addictive thing.
Oh, yeah.
And it makes everything else like we want it right now. We don't want to work towards or wait for something. So I think making yourself slow down for whatever time you have is a good practice to start that.
Well, that's what's great about a cigar.
That's the same thing I was about to say. Yeah.
It's not something that you can rush.
Nope. That's why I like it.
It slows everything down.
That's what we talked about last time I was here.
Yeah,
I think that's one reason I really enjoy them.
Well, here's something I've learned in podcasting, especially the way Sunday Afternoon Smokes is formatted at the moment, where it's audio only.
Mm-hmm.
If I ask a guest a question that they have to think about for a minute, and then I just stop, and they don't immediately jump in, and there's silence. Mm. Now, silence, if you're on video, it carries much easier because you can look at this guy on camera and you can see that he's thinking, right? And so, but when it's audio only, from the host perspective, you feel like it just feels like dead air, and that's not. And I immediately want to jump in and fill the silence, but I've learned that you need to let the silence do its work.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to, silence is not, it's not dead air. It builds anticipation.
Right.
Because and if I jump in too early and ask a secondary question or give more clarification or whatever, I'm never going to get the real answer.
Right.
To what I asked you.
Yeah, because the person who's answering the question might feel rushed, and then they might not answer it accurately.
Yeah, and so people are afraid of silence. I can't rescue my guests from that silence. I just need to let them process and give me the real answer. And it's the same thing with just sitting with yourself and being still.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things when you sit with yourself is allowing whatever it comes in your head just to come up. Think about it, and then maybe you don't want to think about it too much. Maybe you need to think about it more, and just let it be organic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I saw something a while back, a challenge for couples to sit across from each other and stare.
Oh, man.
Have you heard of this?
No, but that sounds intense.
Yeah.
Like stare at each other?
Yes.
Oh, God. I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah.
To stare at each other into the eyes, into the face for like 5 minutes.
That's way too long.
Well, I know, and it's like this. It's not a staring contest, but it's you're not going to look away. You're not going to talk. You're just going to look. And apparently, it's called mutual gaze or eye gaze, and this is a real technique that therapists use. And apparently, even from your reaction right now, it gets super uncomfortable.
Have you done it?
At first, no.
Oh, yeah.
I've never done it. Super uncomfortable at first.
Yeah.
And then if you can manage to force yourself through that initial moment of discomfort, things begin to change, and people calm down, or they get really emotional, or they feel closer. And it's the same principle, letting the silence work. And it seems like you're practicing a version of it, although you're not having somebody else join you.
No.
You stare at your dog.
Yeah, he stares at you a lot. Dude, that's pretty intense. I think it would be cool.
You should try it.
Oh, man,
with your girl.
I'd do it. I would actually be up for it. She probably would.
If you do it, let me know how it goes, man.
Yeah.
I'm super curious. I should do it with my wife.
Yeah,
And
do it.
see what it's all about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's intense.
Yeah.
Because silence, like we said, I mean, I don't mean to beat a dead horse here, but silence is just, it's uncomfortable.
It can be, yeah.
Because we live in that, like you said, fast-paced microwave society.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, we've covered most of kind of what I've got down here and some of my strength beyond the gym. I think you've already answered it, like what does strength mean outside of the gym? But like you said, it's self-affirming, it's self-confidence, it's self-autonomy.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else, like what strength means to you outside of a gym setting?
I think we nailed it pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. So if people want to hook up with Carolina Barbell Club, how do they do that?
Instagram would be the easiest. Find Carolina Barbell Club on Instagram. That's the name, at Carolina Barbell Club. Send a message there, or you can send a message to my personal page if you want. So at Hendo_strength_systems. That's my personal page. If you have a question about my personal training, about strength training, anything like that, shoot me a message. I'd be happy to help you. One thing I wanted to just mention real quick would be the next competition I'm hosting. It's Upstate Mayhem at Britt's Brothers Gym. This will be hosted by Carolina Barbell Club. We're either going to do it out front of the gym in the parking lot right in front of White Dog Taco and use that lawn as like the spectator area, or we're going to do it in the back parking lot where we had Strengthtoberfest. So this will be the first Strongman Corp sanctioned Strongman competition I've hosted. I look to do more of them. I think it's going to be a really fun time. We got 5 events. We've got a log press ladder, a max axle deadlift, who's to fill shield carry, so it's a big weight you carry on your chest for max distance. We have a sandbag loading medley, so 3 sandbags get heavier as you go, and you load them over a bar. And then we have a farmer's carry in the frame. So the farmers are a handle you carry in each hand, and a big metal square frame you carry back. That's the speed event. So 5 events. The strongest person in each weight class wins.
Yeah, is there a website set up for Upstate Mayhem? Or
there's not a website. Oh, yeah, so excuse me. Yes, it's on ironpodium.com. Okay. You can find the link to it there. Upstate Mayhem, May 2nd. We're going to have barbecue cooked there, just like we had Strengthtoberfest. My brother's going to make barbecue for everybody again. Hoping you'll come if you're available.
When is it again?
May 2nd. Yeah, I'm going to have my physical therapist out there. I have a nutrition store set up, a booth out there. Who else is coming? I had one more person. I think that's it for now. But yeah, should be pretty good.
Yeah. Does Carolina Barbell Club have a website?
Not yet, no.
Not yet?
No.
Okay.
Just Instagram.
Just the social media?
Yep.
And they can hook up with you there, or as you said, at Hendo_strength_systems. You should follow Jake and watch his workouts, man. He's doing some wild stuff. I mean, I enjoy seeing it. Like, I don't know, there's always something very interesting about guys just lifting big things.
Yeah, it's fun, man.
Well, that's how you got started. Like, look at this big machine.
It's exactly how I got started. Yeah, I saw it on TV, saw it on the construction site.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys, I'm sure you are, I mean, are y'all planning for Strengthtoberfest again in the fall?
Yeah, we'll do it again. Yeah.
Sweet.
I haven't really sat down and planned that too much yet. I want to get through Upstate Mayhem first.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're planning to do both.
Well, go ahead, and before we wrap things up, go ahead and tell people what Strengthtoberfest is all about.
So Strengthtoberfest is something that we hold around Halloween time every year. It is our annual charity competition. It is a push-pull, meaning bench press and deadlift competition. And then we always have a strength exhibition lift. Last year we did a max Hummer tire deadlift. We had 8 big 35-inch tires on a barbell, and people lifted it for max weight. I think the most the guys lifted last year was 965. And then we did the push-pull component after that. And all the proceeds from that competition go towards the charity. Last year we were at Shriners Hospital for Children. And it was a pretty good time, and we always try to one-up it every year. This year, I got something pretty cool planned for it. We're going to have a live band. So,
Sweet.
Yeah, dude. So we're going to do – I'm going to try to organize the push-pull a little different this year, but I haven't really nailed anything down yet. So we'll do the push-pull. We'll do the strength exhibition. Then we're going to have an after-party with the live band.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You already got the band picked out?
I do.
Are they committed? Or did you just kind of pick them out?
95%, yeah.
Okay, so we won't name them yet.
No, we won't name them yet, but they are a punk cover band.
Okay.
Yeah, so expect some good punk music like Ramones, Black Flag, all that stuff.
Okay.
It'll
Yeah, I
be
mean,
sweet.
if you're doing a strongman lift, you got to have the right kind of music.
Yeah, the guy who is one of the members of the band, I used to train him back at Anytime Fitness a while back. He's a pretty wild dude, so it'll be fun.
Nice. That sounds great.
But yeah, dude.
So y'all hook up with Hendo Strength Systems, Jake Henderson, as well as Carolina Barbell Club. Check out ironpodium.com, and they can sign up there.
Yeah, you can sign up. You have to sign up on ironpodium.com.
Okay. Ironpodium.com to sign up for Upstate Mayhem. That's coming May 2nd. And then more information will be coming out later this year once we get closer to the fall for Strengthtoberfest, a great charity for Shriners Children's Hospital. So
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, look, do you have anything else you want to hit before we?
Yeah, real quick, I just wanted to, if you made it this far in the podcast, thank you for hanging out with us. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of listeners that listen to me talk, they hear the same things I speak about frequently because I'm so passionate about them. So one thing I wanted to add to that real quick was something that I ask myself when I'm doing something difficult would be, what if? What if I lift this weight? What if I do this thing that I don't want to do? I encourage each person who's listening to this to ask themselves the same thing. If you, whether it be a heavy set on a barbell or something in your personal life, what if? Ask yourself, what if? What if you achieve this? What does it mean to you? What if you do this thing in your personal life that you're afraid of? Like, what if? Chances are, if you're afraid of it, it's probably going to help you. So what if you achieve it? It'll definitely pay off. So just remember that. It's 2 quick words, what if? It's really helped me in my personal life. It's helped me in my training. If I'm anxious about something, if I'm scared of a weight, what if? And you just do it. It really helps. Yeah, it's simple. It sounds nuts, but it definitely helps.
No, that's pretty powerful if you think about it.
Yeah.
No, that's great. That's
Yeah.
good advice.
Yeah, man.
Well, you get the best advice on Sunday afternoon smokes. I mean, what if you listen to this podcast?
That's it, man. What up, baby? What if you trust your
we should have put that up at the beginning of the podcast.
Oh, man, we can do it. Yeah. Yeah.
What if? No.
Yeah.
Well, Jake, man, thanks for your time. And look, we made it all the way through. The computer didn't overheat.
No microwave. Yeah.
No microwave. No, we had some serious wind.
Yeah.
So, but I think the background filters will take
sweet.
care of that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right. Thanks for taking some time, man.
I appreciate it, dude. Thank you for having me out.
Absolutely. Thanks for the cigar.
Yeah, thank you.
You bet. Well, again, you've been listening to Sunday Afternoon Smokes. If you'd like to support the show, the best thing you can do is share it. Is give it a follow. But also, share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it on your socials, and share it with the world, because Sunday Afternoon Smokes is really sweet. We'll talk to you soon.